Hello, and welcome to Potion Permit. This is the third game in my rentals slash first impression series, so that playlist is coming along. I know nothing about this game other than my loose understanding that I believe it is some sort of it's kind of similar to Moonlighter in that I think there's RPG elements that supplement an overworld kind of economic system, except whereas in this game, rather than just selling loot out of a shop, I believe you're some sort of medic and you're trying to treat people's various illnesses. I really don't know. I'm really not sure. I do generally like the concept of... I do generally like the idea of games that try to emulate economic concepts. Not for really any sort of geeky reason, but because it's really classic implementation of, ooh, number go up. You know, dick get bigger, stuff like that shit. It's cool selling stuff out of the shop in Moonlighter. Ironically, I found the shop aspect of that game more interesting than actually the dungeon crawling, which I feel like should be the reverse. But then again, they didn't make it quite as deep as I would have preferred. I don't know how deep this game goes. All I know is it's got this attractive pixely art style. There's some anime graphics to go along with it. And supposedly I am collecting materials to treat people's illnesses. That's all I know. So, for lack of further information, let's jump into it. Bear in mind that this is the unupdated version of the game on disc. There is an update for this game. I did not install it. So we're running with the version as it exists on disc for this and all future Rentals First Impressions videos. Please assume that I'm playing the vanilla unupdated version of the game on disc. Let's go. Okay, I can create a character. Nice. I actually like the boy, so I'm going to make the make the rare executive decision of playing as the male character for once. I can just straight up be pitch black. Weirdly, the yellow option is the default option. I wonder why. It looks pretty natural up until you get in here and you realize the skin colors are kind of different. I'll just switch to that. Not too many hairstyles to choose from. In fact, they all kind of suck compared to the default. Interesting colors. Let's be pink for a change. No particular reason why. Maybe it's because I'm playing some sort of healer character. Yeah, let's just go with earthy colors. Cape. Default name is Logan. I shall be... Let's just go Omni. go. Warning, your name can't be changed later. It doesn't say what else can't be changed later. Alright, I'll be less interesting. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Would have liked more hairstyle options. Rather than... I mean, two of them were... One was bald, and one was faux hawk. It's not great. I don't like the icon on the bottom right corner of the screen that's telling me I can't click stuff, especially when there's clearly a text prompt I need to click through. Omni, it's me, Dr. Nestor, from the Medical Association. What is the icon on the bottom corner of the screen? It's dumb and annoying. I'm on my way to meet our colleagues on Moonbury Island. The Association HQ asked me to say hello to you, since we're taking the same train. Oh my, I didn't realize you are bringing your dog along. Isn't he adorable? What's his name? Knox? His name, as long as we're gender bending today, is Agony. Such an adorable name. Are you going to help out on Omni's important assignments, Agony? We're almost at Moonbury Station. While you're on the island, you'll be representing the Medical Association. Do you have everything in order? What is that icon supposed to be? Yeah, you see that stupid prompt. Constantly telling me to fucking install shit! This is a valuable opportunity for us. We're all counting on you. If you are successful, we may finally be able to establish a branch on the island. I'm in a bladed action stance. I'm just talking to somebody. Come on. Here we are. Let's get going. Agony just... Don't. X is way too slow. This is it, Omni, Moonbury Island. And here are our colleagues. Please allow me to introduce Moira and Colin. Hold the skip. This doesn't need to be on screen at all times. Have you ever heard of a fade in, fade out? Hi. Nice to meet you. You must be the new chemist. We've already talked to the mayor. He's waiting for you up ahead at the town gate. The association is counting on you. Don't let us down. Oh, don't let her worry you. Hey, you brought along your medical journal, right? Remember to check and update it regularly. And make sure to be polite and helpful. You're the association's first representative here. Well, you'd better get going. Good luck, Omni. I really don't like that little nodding, smiling, chibi icon meant to represent, like, your emotions and stuff. There's, like, some weird cap on the bottom of it that makes me just... And the color just... It looks like they put a smiley face on a condom. Do you think Omni will manage on their own? I have my doubts. But I'm excited to see what happens. Let's head back to the capital. Omni, we've been expecting you. Allow me to welcome you to Moonbury. My name is Meyer. I'm the mayor. You don't say. And this is my wife, Marielle. She's married to me. It's an absolute pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you. It was me who sent that letter to the Capitol. You see, our daughter needs help. Our Rue has been feeling off color for a very long time. We've been trying to find a cure for her, but as yet to no avail. But with your help, we hope she'll be able to get better. Oh dear. Anyway, Rue is currently being seen by Moonbury's local witch doctor. Witch doctor! It will be some time before she returns. But before that, I should tell you a little about Moonbury's previous dealings with chemists from the capital. Would you be so kind as to come with us? Before I explain everything, I'd like to introduce you to everyone. I don't want this game to talk my ear off before I can come to appreciate the game mechanics, because if you can't tell by now, I am a gamer. I prefer the game aspect of the game. Obviously, aesthetic goes a long way. Atmosphere, music is a big touch. But if the foundational game isn't fun, then who gives a shit? Good evening, everyone. We've come together tonight to welcome a guest. Please allow me to introduce Omni. You see what I'm talking about? It just looks fucking weird. Omni's a chemist sent by the Medical Association. As you are all aware, our daughter has been sick for a long time. My wife and I are still trying to find a cure for her illness. With that in mind, we have sought assistance from the Capitol. I hope you'll all give Omni a warm welcome. A chemist? I see. Never thought I'd see another chemist in our town. Leno's all swooshy. We know ye are desperate for a cure, but you want to watch who you bring in, Meyer. A chemist? Well, shiver me timbers. I have crewmates more competent than this here novice. Nobody from the Capitol can be trusted. Have you forgotten what they did? Now, won't anyone make a newcomer feel welcome? Please forgive us. Everyone is just a little excited. Now, if you'd like to follow me, I'll show you to your lodgings. It'd be funny if there was some scene in this game where you basically have to treat somebody who completely distrusts you and thinks vaccines are like a hoax and shit. This old building used to be our previous chemist's house. Its former I can't fucking read today. Its former owner moved away a long time ago. Now that it's empty, you can take it over. I realize it might seem rather odd to you that not everyone here is overjoyed by your presence. We have rather a history of incidents involving the Medical Association. Our relationship has been rather disastrous so far. I imagine they haven't told you a single word about all this in the Capitol. You'll learn more about it as you discover the island. Let's come back to all this after you've rested, shall we? And please don't forget our request. Our daughter needs your help. I'll see you tomorrow, Omni. Good night, sleep well. It's just... I don't like that icon. It's just weird. I can't help but look at the weird, like... It looks like there's, like, artifacting color. And my house is shaped like a dick or something. Control and interaction. You can move your character around freely. Square to interact. When you are close to multiple interactable objects, you can navigate between them with R. Okay. Furniture. You can decorate your room with the available furniture. Try to interact with the floor plan object to start decorating your room. You can build more furniture by purchasing them from the bulk and build. Nothing to research. Decorate a room. Any newly acquired furniture will be registered here for decoration purposes. You're not allowed to place any furniture that may block your path between your bed and the door. Try rotating the furniture to fit it in the space available in your room. I have one broken sofa. Holy shit, I am basically a hobo. Okay. There's like some noticeable frame issues when the screen scrolls. Kinda jarring. Repair needed. Wow, I can sit. What a cool feature. Repair needed. Bubble. Dan, Derek, Forrest, Garrett, Dev, Dean. Okay. These are my potential patients, maybe? I don't know. Somehow I've seen into the future and know who I'm going to treat. Good morning, Omni. I trust you slept well. Excellent. Allow me to introduce Zhao, my assistant. Very nice to meet you. I work with Mayor Meyer at the town hall. I was hoping the two of you would get along. If there is anything you need, Zhao will be able to assist you. As it's our first day, I'd like you to start getting to know our island. I've asked one of our rangers to meet you near Meadow Range and show you the ropes. To get there, cross the bridge to the south and head east. He also has some things prepared for you. Well, you better be off. Our ranger Forrest is waiting for you as we speak. Forrest was in the book. Okay. Your highlighted quest will be shown at the top right corner of the screen. You can highlight another quest on the quest page located in your journal. Minimap at the top right. Okay. You know, there honestly did not need to be a screen indicating that. I think I could have figured this shit out by just looking at the fucking TV screen. Travel point. Okay. There's some sort of icon with a thumbs down. I don't know what that is. Is that the person and their condition? There's... Just the screen moving is kind of hard on my eyes. I don't know why. It doesn't glide smoothly. It's like moving... It's like moving at like a certain... At a fixed pixel distance. And it's very jittery. I'm not sure if that's being picked up at all by the video. But, yeah, the screen scrolling is kind of hard to look at. Wow. Cool. Doesn't help that there's frame drops, too. Hey, you'd better tread carefully. We're watching you. Okay. Thanks. I know I'm going in the opposite direction of my objective. I'm exploring. The game told me to explore. This guy is working out, trying to keep that immune system up. You're an outsider here. You'd better not do anything suspicious. Oh, cool. Appreciate the xenophobia. Bulletin board. This board displays any information of interest around Moonbury, like friendship events. The icon will be displayed over the board when there's something new to check out. There are several identical boards around town that you can view. Events cannot be started with an insufficient trust level or if related characters are currently sick. Okay. That screen jitter is really gonna wear on me, I gotta say. I'm not liking that. Like, I can tell my character, is like in pretty fixed animation position for the most part. So he looks fine. But it's the rest of the environment around me that is just it's weird. Okay, I can't go that way apparently. Police department. I am going to question, at some point in the game, why they neglected to include some sort of polish to something specific, but they decided that it was oh so important that you have a little black outline hovering over the foregrounds in case you walk behind it, just so you always know where you are. Okay. I already know about a bunch of different things. Are these what I have, or are these the ones that I've researched? Besides, chemists, talk to me once you've shown you can actually work. Well, well, chemist, the nature of this island is brutal. You should work harder. Oh, okay, I see. That's Bubble. I can buy supplies. Okay. What's frustrating is this is like a pixel art game, and yet it runs far less smoothly than SNES games. Many SNES games. Hey there, you must be the chemists. My name's Forrest. Mayor Meyer said you'd be coming this way. I've got a little something for you. Call it a welcome gift. You might need it if you've got an errand. I want you to gather me some herbs. I'm sure you know, right? Why am I gathering you herbs? I thought I'm here to treat people. By the way, the mayor probably told you. An accident in the past killed off many of our native plants. No, he did not mention that. Only people from the capital worked responsibly, tragedies like that wouldn't happen. Am I supposed to be following in the footsteps of somebody who's basically, like, deforested, like, someplace, or just spilled, like, an ocean's worth of weed killer in the woods or something? The hell happened? Oops, me and my big mouth. Once you're done, head back to my cottage. I'll see you there. Where the fuck is your cottage? Oh, that's your cottage. Okay. That's all for now. Good luck out there. Foraging. Swing your tools at gathering points to forage resources. Gathering points are indicated by glowing sparks. Stamina is consumed each time you use a tool. Make sure you use the correct tool to gather resources. You can switch between sickle, hammer, and axe. That's kind of similar to Harvest Moon. You can roll to avoid incoming attacks. Attacks from what? The plants I'm harvesting? I thought the whole point of having the ranger guy here was to help me deal with anything that might attack me. I'm a medic. I'm not a ranger. You can avoid incoming attacks by rolling. Rolling does not consume stamina, but you will have to catch your breath after successive rolls. Okay, so I do get worn out after a while. Get Basil. Okay. Okay, I can't harvest that, I guess. Certain things I can't harvest. That screen jitter is already wearing on me, man. I'm sorry. What is... These things are hurting me? You know, I don't need to collect whatever you guys drop. Like, I'm noticing frame rate drops, and then on top of that, I just... Like, the whole screen is just hard to look at when it's moving. Okay, I'm not gonna read that. Oh no, a bear. You'd think a bear would do more damage to me. I am collecting stuff, but is not the stuff I need to be collecting. Path closed due to landslide. Okay. That's basil. Okay, now I just need jasmine. The harvesting ingredients aspect of this game is definitely not what I expected to be the most interesting part of this game. Which is not to say that it is, but it is to say to if this game could just move the fuck on and get to like the medical treatment aspect, like what is that game series called, Under the Knife, where you're basically got like some... It's like a sort of Ace Attorney-esque type of game, except you're trying to like diagnose a patient, trying to see what specifically is wrong with them. Ranger post. Oh, that I need to actually complete this in real time, huh? Okay. Alright. Oh, can I? Oh, I can cut down trees, okay. If you're running out of stamina, we won't be able to use any tools. Your running speed will also be decreased. Eating the consumables in your bag will recover your stamina. Stamina will also be recovered by sleeping at home or having a bath in the Willow Waters. Okay. So visit the spa house to recover your stamina. That sounds familiar. Alright, let's just head back, I guess. Use the hammer on the rocks. Maybe a yes. This is feeling very Harvest Moon inspired so far. just gotta click those to activate them. That is not where you were standing. Did you find everything I asked for? Good job, I have to admit, I'm surprised. Now that you've completed your first task, I've got a new one for you. Find Zhao. He'll be waiting for you at the town hall. You know where the town hall is, right? Nope. That's the town hall, I guess. Where is it? Don't keep him waiting. What is this fucking runaround? Alright, so as the new medic of our town with pressing medical tasks at hand, obviously the first thing I want you to do is to, go and go pick some fucking berries for literally no reason. And then, I don't know, go run around like a fucking dog and, cater to our every whim and what have you. Be a fucking tool. I can't handle the screen jitter, man. Look, that has got to be showing up in the video. Like, I'm just holding straight up and down on the controller, and I can see, even in the recorded video, just the jitter of the background just trying to catch up and just failing to be smooth. The door is locked. Wonderful. Alright, well... the hell was I supposed to do? Go to town hall. Okay, so... you basically gave me a quest objective that I needed to complete before 1700. And I did. And then you proceeded to say, okay, now go complete this thing that ends at 1700. And I didn't. And so now I basically have to fuck off and go home? I don't know. Derek's house. I just entered your home without permission. That's definitely not a red flag or anything. Where's my house again? Oh, it's the one that looks like it has a potion on the top, right? That's the gimmick of my house. Okay. Alright, I went flower picking. Why did I need to do that exactly? Oh, you decided you already knew what the ingredients were that were necessary to craft the potion that will heal your daughter? How convenient, it's almost as if you don't even need me. Hi. You're just a spoiled graduate from the capital, all title, no skill. Okay, thanks. I'm back after you've shown us what you're really meant. Okay. Thanks. The game's pretty when it's not moving. Oh my god, I am even noticing fucking frame rate drops with the little leaves just gliding across the screen. Alright, it's 8. She did not even enter the building, she walked past it. You're here, so you passed the first test with flying colors. Looks like I'll have to raise my expectations a little. I still don't like that little reaction gif. And now, let me introduce you to Runeheart. So you're the chemist. I've asked Runeheart to repair the cauldron in your house. Let's head over there together now. So this is the rusty old thing that needs a fix-up. That's right, can you do it? Piece of cake. She's all ready for you. Well, that's me done. Take good care of her, okay? Well, now you've got yourself a working cauldron. Let's make some potions. I'm sure that won't be a problem. You are a chemist after all, right? You need more materials, you'll find plenty of resources around Meadow Range. Once you're done, you can meet me at the town hall. Now if you'll excuse me. Cauldron unlocked. The cauldron is the main tool you use to brew potions. To start creating a potion, you'll need a potion recipe. You can also upgrade your cauldron to increase its capacities. So I can do this to cure itchiness. Here's rashes, bruises, clammy patches, lumps. Each potion has a different puzzle shape that must be filled in. Mix and match the puzzle pieces using the materials available to you. Placing puzzle pieces that do not fit the required shape is not allowed. Some potion recipes have restrictions on the ingredients you can use. Follow the instructions carefully to start brewing. The circle frame next to the cauldron indicates the maximum quantity of materials you can use. If you exceed the maximum amount, you won't be able to start brewing. What? Do I need one of each of these? Fire, water, wind, earth. What does it take to brew? Am I supposed to fill this in with the pieces I have available somehow? I don't even know what these ingredients are. Am I supposed to use these ingredients? So I need to use a maximum of 5 pieces to complete this? I'm assuming I need the red one up there. Start brewing, I guess. It would have been nice if it wasn't some wildly upscaled low-res pixel art, considering everything else is high-res pixel art. Okay. Get a wound cleanser. I'm just adding random ingredients, and supposedly they're supposed to make the intended thing. That doesn't make any sense. Have a wound cleanser. I am honestly perplexed. Can I just make this? Relaxing balm. Okay. Sun drops. Okay, I don't have any more of those. I don't think I'll be able to make all these. I think I'm out of luck with that one. And I do not believe I can make this. Because I don't... Not that I don't have ingredients that could fit the... Well, I don't have ingredients that could fit the spaces, but it's like... Permitted ingredients, fire, water, earth, winds. Like, what... None of that makes any sense, honestly. I'm used to expecting certain required materials to make specific things, not that they all fit within a certain category, and then incidentally have some weird physical shape that satisfies some secondary condition to crafting the thing. Are you done with my requests? Well, well, not bad, Omni. I guess the Medical Association really has sent us a decent chemist this time. It's like... You need to make, like, a certain... You need to make, like, a certain medicine, but the certain medicine requires a particular kind of plant. But you don't need to make it with that particular kind of plant. Rather, you need to make it with any plant that fulfills the conditions of having a flower with exactly 5 petals on it, or having a stem that is a minimum 4 inches of length above the ground. I don't fucking know. I guess the Medical Association really has sent us a decent chemist this time. They haven't had one around here since the accident. Anyway, I shall put together a report for Meyer. I'm sure he'll be pleased. The Mayor's expecting a lot of you, Omni. That's all for today. We'll continue tomorrow. Let's get to the game, please. Because at the moment, you just have me running around, and I'm not enjoying that. I don't even want to, like, stand around and talk to anybody. You said that was it for the day, and I do not have a quest objective. There we go. Omni! Rue's back. We've taken her to the empty clinic. Rue's back from wet. Wow, that looks like the shittiest clinic in the world. Come quickly, follow me. What is this third world crap you've saddled me with? Oh my fucking god. Everyone under the sun that enters here just takes a breath and instantly gets tetanus. Meyer, Omni. Here she is. Would you please check her over? Who is this? What are you doing here? Matthew, this is Omni, the chemist from the capital. I'm gonna low-key suspect right now. There's gonna be just this complete blind prediction here. But this guy is some turbo douchebag anti-chemist guy who's gonna be entirely bigoted towards me for reasons beyond my control. Omni, this is Matthew, Moonbury's witch doctor. What is the meaning of this? You brought someone over from the capital? Matthew, let's discuss this later. First, you have to explain what happened to Rue. We still don't know what's wrong with her. I tried everything I could, but it wasn't enough. Omni, is there anything you can do? Please help my daughter. My neck feels weird. Whenever an unknown symptom appears on a patient's body, you will identify it first through diagnosis. Once you've performed the diagnosis successfully, you will know which disease the patient has. The goal of this minigame is to press the input that appears, landing on the right input and within the hitbox. You will lose progress bar points if you press the wrong input or press outside the hitbox. Your performance during the minigame will affect your patient satisfaction level. I noticed that there's clearly a graphic on screen to indicate that I'm supposed to have like some sort of like example tutorial image to show what the text relates to, but there's nothing there for some reason. And it will be for this reason that I will stop playing this game. What is this Resident Evil 4 QuickTime event bullshit? By the way, that remake just released. I have not played it. I really hope they get rid of that shit. QuickTime events were an absolute fucking plague in that period in history. We are good to be rid of them. They do not need to be substitutes for fucking medical diagnoses for a game that's released in the 2020s. How is she? Will she be alright? The hell is that emote? The sunworm symptom. Yes, that's one of the symptoms, but the disease is far more complicated than we thought. What the fuck is the sunworm symptom? What is with the weird gray blocky stuffs in the corner of that emote? It looks like artifacting. You want to help? I won't let that happen. We shouldn't use any unnatural drugs on Rue. I see. So you are unappreciative of biochemical engineering. Got it. But if it might help my daughter, please do anything you deem necessary for her sake, Omni. No. Rue is still weak, Meyer. My advice is that we should use our traditional methods to find a cure. Using unnatural drugs from the capital might have side effects we're unaware of. But if they cure my daughter... Here, look, buddy. I got some tips for you. Free advice? I brought no drugs with me from the capital. I came here with fuck all. Your goddamn rangers sent me out into the woods, point blank, and said, go fucking get the natural herbs and ingredients and make that shit yourself, like the witch doctor is. So, I gotta say, unless your objection is to me, like, cooking the ingredients ahead of time, you're barking up the wrong tree. Besides, Omni can only use ingredients available on the island to cure her. There you go. I don't know why that is, but that's apparently some condition of me being here. If that's what you think is best, dear. Do you really believe that? If you mess this up, you'll pay the price. Do whatever you can for her, Omni, please. And they leave me alone with the patient. Recipe unlocked. Craft moon brine. Why do I know that I need moon brine? There's something wrong with my neck. Neck sunworm. What does that mean? Why do I know I need moon brine? That makes no sense. How do I craft moon brine? Do I need to go home? I guess my home is right next door. Moon brine. Suddenly I have another one of these ingredients. I thought I was out. Okay, that's annoying. I cannot make that. I cannot make that without getting more of those. Okay. I guess I gotta go out to the woods or some shit. And beat up some slimes. The lag, man. It's just pixel art. Come on. Why are we struggling with this? I can't axe this? Come on. Excuse me. The game is fucking stuttering, man. Why am I not getting stuff? There. Sticky jelly, I got one. Okay, let's go. I will be very annoyed if we get back and they're like, oh, you know what? You've cured my neck ailments, but all of a sudden I also have other symptoms, which were pre-existing. And you did not check to also see what other symptoms she was having, so you're gonna have to run around and do more stupid shit. Man, I can't even do this thing on the bottom. Okay, well, I don't have an ingredient that can fit that slot on the bottom. Okay, I can see the icons from here at least. Can I buy something? Where did I go where I saw the shop that was selling stuff? I don't know what that icon with the little flashing indicator is meant to indicate. But I look at that and it seems like I'm doing something wrong. Where was the shop? Is it here? It was here. Okay, none of this tells me... I'll buy one of each of these. Because one of them might be what I need. Nope. Okay. Can you help me? Step aside, chemist. Talk to me once you've shown you can actually work. Thanks. I would have preferred if the game had kind of taken the training wheels off. Like, before, like, leading me around by the dick and explaining all this basic shit. Like, here's how to walk around. Here's how to use the obvious mini-map. Here's what an arrow does, dumb fuck. You know? Tasteless sap. Okay, I can work with that. I think that's all I need then. It's weird that you're collecting ingredients, and then only after you've collected them do you find that, like, oh, that is actually what I need to make this thing that I've already decided does what it does. Rather the opposite process, isn't it? Okay. Got that. Got that. That can go there. And that can go there. There we go. Got moon brine. That was it. I've noticed something unusual on my neck. This person is bedridden because they noticed something unusual on their neck. Thank you, I can't wait to get back home to Papa, she said, with her face partially covered by a blanket. Witch doctor struggled to just cover up some blemish on her neck. Rue, my dear, are you feeling any better? Yes, I think so. Thank goodness. Oh, my little girl, you're finally cured. Do you feel strange at all, Rue? No, Mama, I've never felt so good. Thank you, chemists. We are profoundly in your debt. I'm glad to hear that. But what exactly was in that bottle? You must have given her some suspicious stuff. There's no way she could have been cured this fast. still lying, I see. I'll expose your little scheme. I fucking knew this character was gonna be like this. You know, you want to know how I figured it out? You know how I managed to diagnose and cure her so quickly? It's because I am actually not Omni. I am, in fact, a human being simulating a medic through the medium of a video game. And the game straight up informed me that this person has this illness and requires this specific medicine, and it gave me loose directions on how to find the specific ingredients that can approximate the medicine. Then I walked up to her, and I just slapped it on her neck, and boom, she's cured. So to be fair, I am cheating a little bit. Now, Matthew, Omni is here to help Rue. Why can't we work together to find a solution? But this kid's from the capital. Have you forgotten what they did to our island? What did you guys do to the fucking clinic? God, I'm just standing in here. I've already got AIDS. After all, I'm the one asking for help. You're just too impatient, Mayor. I've tried all sorts of methods to cure her, but nothing worked. And if change can make everyone's lives better, who am I to refuse it? I'm disappointed in you. My commitment to this community means nothing to you. It means nothing to you if you can't do your one fucking job, dumb fuck. Feel free to ask this capital lackey for assistance. This bootlicking dog! This damn medic! Just don't you come running to me for help. Pure ego. He used to be such a pleasant chap. I'm afraid he seems to have taken a dislike to you. He is a very idealistic person. Marielle, you'd better be off home and let Rue get some rest. Alright, darling. Have a good rest, dear. Yes, Mama. Sorry, if she's feeling... like, if she's feeling better than ever before, can she not, like, rest at her own house? Why is she resting here? Is she not considered cured? Since Rue will be in the clinic for a while, please keep an eye on her. All of a sudden, some mysterious thing appears on her ass, and it becomes a new quest. Discover the source of the ass blemish. I shall send a letter to the Medical Association about your accomplishment. I'm sure they'll be happy to know things are progressing. They'll be happy to know they spent, like, virtually fucking nothing. They spent the functional equivalent of a train ticket to send my ass here, and then to just go, alright, take care. Don't get fucking burned at the stake like a witch. Well, I think we're done here. I shall see you again. I feel like I already completed that quest, but I guess I completed it again. Alright, yay. Yeah, forgive me for not being super enthusiastic about this game. It's just, they put all this effort into, like, the pixel artwork and to make it look pretty and stuff, and yet I cannot bear to look at the screen. Also, the fact that Diagnosis is a shitty minigame, and then Potion Crafting is a shitty minigame, and the fact that they're shitty minigames, I'm just a bit less than enthused. I'm also given absolutely no direction here. Do I just go home and sleep? I woke up I, like, ran out into the woods, beat up a couple slime. I hacked down a tree, ran back, slapped some stuff on a girl's neck. And then I'm like, that's it for the day. I figured there'd be an event here. Good morning. Some people from the Medical Association have arrived at the town hall. They want to discuss something with you. Would you please follow me? There you are. I wasn't expecting you to be able to cure the mayor's daughter so fast. I must say, we were rather surprised by your achievements. Don't worry, I cheated. It was very intuitively obvious what I had to do. And followed absolutely none of the basic laws of medicine. I have brought you all here simply to discuss what's next. Yes, I'm aware of that. Could you please give us a little more explanation? As you're aware, your chemist successfully cured my daughter. But now I realize what has happened to Rue could happen to any of my citizens. Our knowledge here is very limited. And that is precisely why we need a person like you, Omni, who assists us with your knowledge. If I'm not asking too much of you, I would like for your permission to let Omni help us for a while, so we can exchange our knowledge, and strengthen the bond between Murnbury and the capital. Of course, Mayor, our association would be glad to assist you. This cooperation could be a stepping stone for both of us. Our priority is helping as many places as we can to stay safe and healthy. Omni can stay here for as long as you need. Thank you. I officially grant my permission for the Medical Association's representative to reside and work in Moonbury. And I, as a delegate of the Medical Association, give Omni a mandate to help the citizens of Moonbury starting from today. Well, this important task is now on your shoulders. Go and do what you do best. Wow, congratulations. Well, this is kind of an awkward time to inform you that I am, I got to, tender my resignation. Yeah, you see, there's already enough competition here, and, I'm not feeling too comfy with the state paycheck at the moment. So, yeah, I'm gonna hit it off and just become like a monster hunter or some shit. Really appreciate all the effort you did in the room. As you know, not all of Moonbury likes you. We need to work extra hard. People are stubborn. Introduce yourself around town. Do some mandatory talking to people bullshits. Develop trusts. I don't care. So, I think I'm gonna stop playing here. Yeah. That was Potion Permit. As a, glad I didn't pay, like, money for this game. Alright, anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.